We welcome you back to Night Talk, and we proudly welcome Roger Kamenetz to the program. He is a poet and author of the international bestseller, The Jew and the Lotus, an extraordinary story of spiritual exploration. His new book takes on another road towards that destination, it appears, The History of Last Night's Dream, discovering the hidden path to the soul. It is a pleasure to have you here and to be able to talk about your work, because needless to say, many have found a lot in what you have written to be fascinating, provocative, thought-provoking, comforting as well. Talk to me about this book and about your take on dreams, because this is not a sleep clinic neurological approach, is it?
Not at all. My main question really has been, what are dreams for? Not what are dreams as such, but what are they for? We know we have this incredible capacity to dream every night. One scientist said it's like being on powerful drugs every night. So humanity's been dreaming for millions of years, and a lot has come out of it: music, art, religion. So my question, in our time, can we still use dreams to explore an inner world and to deepen our lives? So, to you, the dream world is not simply random thoughts racing through our minds during those REM patterns where we're just kind of like the security guard has wandered away and the body and the brain can do what they want. Not at all. I think dreams, almost every dream we have is profoundly significant, even the ones that seem boring and unfortunate. But the problem is sometimes the feelings in the dreams are difficult to feel. They're things we don't want to feel, and so we tend to turn our back on what's actually happening in the dream.
Within the dream, or when we reflect back on the dream?
Sometimes both. I notice a lot of people are numb inside their dreams. They're in these extraordinary situations where you'd think they'd react, and their reactions are either numb or just strange.
Now, you are a dream therapist yourself, is that correct?
Yes, I've been working with people for the last few years. I've been trained by a man named Mark Bregman, and I'm a certified dream therapist.
Pardon me, what do you do in dream therapy? Are you dealing with people who are troubled by their dreams, or what precisely?
Well, most people come in talking about their surface problems or situations, the things we obsess about. In one case, a woman came whose husband had pawned her wedding ring, and she was pretty upset with him. He was a gambler, and so that was on her mind. But when it got to doing her dreams, we found that there were things much deeper than that were behind that. In other words, how did she, is the deeper question, and that's what dreams were pointing to. So we start with surface problems, but very quickly the dreams have their own story, their own agenda that takes us to the cause of our problems, the sources of our problems.
So the dreams are perhaps clues that we're supposed to use as detectives to get to the core of it all?
Yeah, the key thing is to take the surface layer of the dream seriously, like a good detective, instead of looking elsewhere. So we have to feel into the dream and almost live it as if the dream were happening, and then ask questions. Why did I react this way or that way in this situation?
While we're dreaming, can we condition ourselves to do that as well, or is this something that you just need to reconsider after the fact?
It's a process. In the dream, you simply, you wake, you write down the dream, you talk about the dream, you see what you were feeling, and then you might get a homework out of the dream, a little snippet that you meditate on. Maybe you can shift how you reacted, and then over time, and it's very gentle, it's very gradual, your behavior will change inside the dream, and this leads to much deeper changes in your own life.
Are we talking about hypnosis, self-hypnosis, meditation, going for a good walk, thinking?
No. We're really talking about these really powerful images that are arising spontaneously within all of us while we sleep, and I think while we're awake as well. We're less aware when we're awake of them. And these images are connected to feelings, so they have the power. They sort of entangle our feelings with them, and they display our feelings. And so if we can get into those scenarios and into those feelings, they become a really vivid way to change.
So the dreams are metaphors, essentially? They're not graphic depictions of actual, real events or fantasies that we wish?
Not at all. That's you're quoting Freud back to me essentially, and most of us are. I would say we're mostly.
Does that mean I have to pay Freud? But
no,
sorry.
no. It's all free, Mike.
Thank you. Public domain.
I'm here for you. Yeah, but Freud. I think there's a little Freud installed in each of our heads.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of what Freud taught has been proven wrong, we still, nonetheless, culturally and react to dreams the way Freud did.
Is that possibly because so much of what he did, or so much of what we were taught that he believed, is a natural part of what people would assume about what dreams are supposed to mean?
I think it's because he gives us a powerful way to avoid our dreams. A brilliant way to actually intellectualize, to get away from the feelings. I said before that dreams often display feelings that are somewhat difficult to face. And by turning the dream into a kind of intellectual puzzle, solve the riddle, you tend to walk away from the feeling. You know, when you go to your mind, you're no longer in your heart. Well, you know that.
So the intellect is at war with the heart?
Oh, I think very often, not for everyone, but they're often misaligned. And dreams can sort of restore us to a healthier relationship between the heart and the mind.
How do you know when to say to the intellect, you're off duty now? Knowing full well that rational thought obviously is what we need so often to get through life, to take care of the necessities, and to protect ourselves.
It's a struggle for people to, I mean, in general, if you have an inner life, a spiritual life, a soulful life, and then the other hand you have to, report for duty, report for work, do your taxes, how can you move back and forth? The truth is we do move back and forth. And if we can keep our hearts and keep our souls in our lives while we're also using our minds, I mean, we just have a richer life.
So the dreams, though, you think are there during the day. We just are distracted around them.
Sure. I mean, you remember, we call it daydreaming, and we're quickly conditioned out of it.
Oh, that's bad, right? The teachers tell you that, the parents.
Right.
You won't get anything done if you're daydreaming.
Right, exactly. Stop daydreaming. So then we wonder why we don't remember our dreams.
A conditioning response. We have to take a break. Let's continue this conversation in a moment. Roger Kamenetz is our guest. We'll be right back.